Hey, so over the weekend, I took Purrely, ball breaker Purrely to an OTS championship, and I managed to get a second place. My only loss was to Herald of the Abyss, game three, which was tough. People say that like Purrely is quite annoying to like play, stuff like D-Barry and all that. I think that's like really like false. I think that you'll only get, if you win, as long as you win game one, D-Barry doesn't matter, and as long as you play well, you should win game one most of the time. Because the deck is just so ignorant, you just make it towers, your opponent has no out game one. Even going first or going second, you make the towers and they have no out, and then it's really simple to just do as you will, right? So anyway, let's get into it. I played 3 Purely, got my nice collectors here. Yeah, this is the one you want to normal summon, and 2 Black Cat. This is the one you don't want to normal summon. You want to special summon this while you have the field spell up. If you have to normal summon this or special it without the field spell, you lose most of the time if they just have an Imp Invader. This card has to resolve, or otherwise it's unplayable. Going second is a bit different. You can make a read on whether they have like a hand trap or not, but going first it's not as easy. 3 My Friend, 3 Street. Street is the best card in the deck. Infinite Recursion, same as My Friend, but just insane protection as well. So you have to play it. I did play all the memories. So 3 Pretty, 3 Happy, 2 Sleepy, 2 Delicious. These cards are all nuts. They all have different purposes, but if you see any of them, you should be able to play. Well, you will be able to play, so they're really good. Yeah. And that's it for the Purrely engine. I did play the trap actually, but yeah. So I played 3 Prosp, Terraform to find the field spell, because everyone's on like 3 Imp Inventory, 3 Veiler, 3 Morna, right? So these are all just find the field spell, and if you've already got the field spell, find a way to play. But you have to establish the field spell, which is where I play the Terraform in. And if you already have access to the field spell, so if like you have 2 quick plays and a My Friend and then Terraforming as well, I did play Chicken Game. So the draw conflicts with Prosp in that like you can't use both. That only came up once where I went Chicken Game draw Prosp, and I couldn't use it. But it is what it is, right? The interesting thing about Chicken Game is alright is you put this against Tempai. If you like, you should be able to do it. But if you see like only Chicken Game and like a Happy Memory, you can either like make a Pretty Memory, a Beauty, which might not do it against Tempai. You can make Chicken Game and you can go Happy Memory, protect it. And I think how it works is that they use the effect to pay 1,000, right? And they can't destroy it, and so you don't take damage that turn. So they have to have more outs to Chicken Game. So it's actually pretty nice, right? So they have to draw off the Chicken Game, which is like, it gives them a draw, but it's sometimes if you can set the memory instead, maybe you don't have as much follow-up, but there is a play. There is some chance, right? So for the ball breakers, I played 3 Talent. I think this was the main one. People sit there and they're like, oh, you know, I feel confident breaking the board, but then they have like 2 or 3 hand traps left in hand. So that's what this is for. The idea that you don't break the board with talents, you break their hand with talents after they've broken the board. I've had games where like you just drop it or you use a few side cards and then you talents look at hand. I had a game in the finals actually, where I did win in the finals, but because we were both X1 at the end, he had better tiebreakers, right? But we were game 3, I broke his entire board, he ashed My Friend, and I still had the OTK line with go Lily, target the Happy Memory Engrave. But he had Ogre, so what I did after was I went talents, look at hand, I got rid of the Ogre, and I was safe from there. And I did break the board with the rest of my hand, so I think it is possible. 3 droplets, so you can send quick plays off this, and you can also send another card off this, which is really good. This card is just nice, especially like going first. It's like, oh, but you're not going to draw into hand traps off of Purrely stuff, and it's like, you don't need to draw into hand traps. If you've got like a droplet, that's like Imp Him 4. As well as like other cards. There is a card that you can draw into that like is nice to draw off of it. But like the main theory behind this deck, I was making the towers, maybe like 1 or 2 back row to protect it. They towers me. No, I get a lot of advantage off of the towers, and then they just kind of can't break through the towers. They pass to me, and I break their board back. I played Econ, so the reason for Econ then is like, so these are like my 9-ish board breakers. There are more like stuff, but yeah, Econ is also good because your end board is normally I'll show you the extra deck, right? But the end board is normally another monster as well as like your towers. So you can use like Econ and get rid of like the monster. You summon it, you get the value, and then you can get rid of it on your opponent's turn. I did that a few times. And then I played the trap. Pretty standard this, you need it. I played 3 Black Goat. So I wanted to discard engine, something that I could play, get me some like hand advantage. Not hand advantage, but like get me some advantage from the fact that my cards discard without losing to draw or stuff like that. Or like Impim, like stuff like Fiddle Beast and stuff you have to use in the draw phase, but if you use in the draw phase you can't have the field spell up. And so you're kind of just throwing games by having like a discard engine that you value. So I wanted, this is like a hand trap that is a hand trap in the grave. And it's really good at breaking boards, right? What I found was, especially against a board like Appaloosa, right? You go quick play in the draw phase, discard Black Goat, summon, you just summon the White Cat, and you go effect to excavate 3, right? They have to Appo it. So they Appo that, right? Or you can even wait until the main phase to like have them play into talents or whatever. But like you can do this against IP as well. You can go like Black Goat, call IP, they can't fuse. I did that a few times. But yeah, you just call the name and then you're basically protected from it for the whole turn. So this is more of a board breaker than a game first card, surprisingly. How you can like discard this to get your engine plays going and then also stop and stop like their interrupts. And the last card I played was Rivalry. It's just nuts into Snake Eyes. If I can have it, I win. Extra deck. 2 beauty. You do need the second one. Because essentially if your only play going first is Pretty Memory, you'll need the second one turn 2 for your follow-up. 1 Noir, that's pretty standard. 2 Happiness. You don't need the second one going first, but going second, you can't OTK them, you just slap this, make it towers. Stuff like Dark Ruler, this is why it comes up. You slap this, make it towers, and then next turn you have to OTK them with the second one. I played 1 Plump. You don't need the second. The theory behind it is just if you get it, you win. If you've summoned this, you've already won. So you don't need the second one. Is what I would say for the most part. There are like sometimes, but I think on the day when I summoned that, I'd already won. 2 Noir. I did get nice shiny collectors. You can't really tell them. I'll wave them up. Hang on. Nice and shiny there. Yeah, second one's alright. I can banish it off Proth in second if I know that like I need to get rid of something. But yeah, I played the interesting card is Princess Fight, right? So I decided I want to play Purrely, right? And I want to put this card in, and then I built the deck around that. So like essentially the turn 1 combo, which is like how you kind of have an econ, is you end on like Baby Noir or like a Big Noir with either the trap or not, right? And 2 White Cats, or like a White Cat and a Black Cat if you fuse from hand, right? So you make a Princess Sprite and you get just a +1 value off this, and it's better than SP sometimes. Because like SP Banish 2 is alright, but like it doesn't permanently get rid of the problem, it just kind of keeps you for a turn. SP is nuts, but like ending on SP isn't as good as like ball breaking with SP. So I found sometimes I was making this to just get more advantage. But also this deck like eats impims and stuff. I had a game where I got impim, droplets, Mourned, and then I slapped this on top and I hit a card. And it's like you're safe from there because it just turns your bodies that have been negated into a +1. But otherwise won't do anything, right? Nightingale, this is mainly for Zeus, but you can make this going first against Tenpai. What I found the best was first against Tenpai is just setting a delicious memory bow. Because they have to see like Santa Claus or they don't out delicious memory, which is all you need. You just, yeah, so this is nice. Download, and I played 2 Zeus, so the second Zeus actually came up not once. But it always is, it's nice to have, because if I play against Cash, I need the second Zeus, otherwise you just, like, you're playing Ball Breaker, so you should be fine into Cash, but sometimes you want the second Zeus, right? And it is quite nice to just have where you, like, make a Zeus with, like, 3 mats, and then you can overlay onto another Zeus next turn to just get another spin, right? And I played Anima and SP, but Anima is really good because it gives you another attack, so you've actually got like a +2 off of Anima, because you're taking the card, you don't even need to make SP, you've just got 2 pretty memory sends there, so you attack 2. For the side deck, I wanted just cards that just slapped on and either broke the board, won the game on the spot obviously, right? So 3 Lava Golem. So the siding patterns, go in second, you often take out like 1 white cap and you put the Lava Golems in. Because you don't want to have the normal go in second, you'd rather just, I slapped this on my opponent twice, broke the board. This card just wins every time because all of the commits are on the board, and like against Viking and stuff, it's like they've got Princess, they've got like Flambeard Revive, but it's like you're going to make a towers through that anyway, so it's chill. I played 3 Dark Ruler as well, so these are like, I put these 6 in go in second every time. Because not every time, but like for the most part, V6 just win, right? Which is nice. I've had games where like Lava Golem clears it or Dark Ruler clears it, and then you just win from there. These 2 cards, it's like you can play them in Purrely. You can't play them in most decks, but you can play them in Purrely. And so it's really nice. So that's another reason. Like Purrely can Dark Ruler, Purrely can Lava Golem. And still do their plays. I played 3 Cosmic. So this card is pretty standard. You needed to stop the Floodgates. It's just for like spell and trap decks that you want to just like gain advantage over gradually. And like against a spell and trap deck, there are a lot of cards that you don't want to have. So yeah. I played Book of Eclipse as well. This is really interesting, right? I didn't want to main deck it. I wanted something that's good against like specifically Cassia and Purrely, but also has merits into like a lot of decks. I found that just any deck that didn't end on like a link end board, this was really good against, and even against Snake Eyes. In Purrely, right, you force up that IP into SP when you activate like Field Spell or My Friend. They'll go like, oh, I'll IP summon, I'll go like Flambeau summon the IP, and then they'll go like effective IP to summon, you go like Chain Book of Eclipse. If they don't have Ash, they have to link off their IP and their Appaloosa, and then you play from there with like, they SP, get rid of your street, but they have nothing. They don't have the follow-up off Lambert anymore either. So it's really nice there. And the last card was Strike. This card wasn't that good. I mean, if I was going first, this is nuts, but I just didn't get to go first much. I think you do need to have a card like this in here, though, that, like, going first, if you see this, you're probably fine. And it does come up occasionally, but for the most part, I was losing my dice rolls and winning games 1 and 2 pretty much every time. So it's very... If I was in, like, a bigger... If I was in, like, a bigger tournament, it'd probably come up more. But, yeah, so that's the deck. Thanks for watching.